Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to General Retired Anthony Zinni.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share Veterans Day with all of you, and certainly to honor those veterans that we're going to recognize today. You know, when I first came in the Marine Corps back in the early 60s, our leadership at that time were all World War II and Korean War veterans. And it was kind of intimidating being a young second lieutenant, knowing that the leaders had served in places like Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, Chosin Reservoir. And we were sort of not only in awe of that leadership, but really anxious to get their blessing and their recognition that we were carrying on the traditions that they had shed so much blood to maintain. And I can remember, after having served in Vietnam and done our time in combat, attending a function and sitting at a table with a Medal of Honor recipient from Guadalcanal. And he leaned over to me and he said, you know, my generation, we're very proud of you and what you've done. And I could not think of a higher honor that a veteran that had gone before acknowledged our veteran service and had given us that kind of blessing and recognition. And it was important for my generation to do the same. My son is a Marine. He served 6 tours of duty between Iraq and Afghanistan. And for those of us that have passed on and now become that generation that has just left, it's critically important that we look to them and acknowledge their service, their recognition of their time as veterans. I've often been asked what a veteran is, and I kind of wrote down my own definition of who we are. We are Americans, like all of us. We were called upon by our country to serve and to answer the call of duty, and we did. We fought the battles we were asked to fight in order to protect not only our brothers and sisters back home, but also our way of life. We will never forget, as long as we live, those that made the ultimate sacrifice. For many of us, some of them died in our arms. Some of us have had the privilege to command soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen that gave their all. And to watch in the midst of combat the bravery and courage that you can't imagine unless you've been there. I think for me, the defining moment was on a hill that is obscure and probably will never be known in the middle of the Quezon Mountains in Vietnam. And I watched my company fight to take that hill. It's not a battle that will go down in history in any way. It wasn't a significant piece of terrain, but I watched my Marines fight for reasons that are difficult for others to understand. They fought for each other. They fought for something they believed in. They fought for their unit. They fought for the pride in the uniform they wore. Many didn't come off that hill. It's where I was wounded and medevaced from. And it left me with an impression that nothing else I can do in life will ever inspire me more than what I saw there. Through it all, we veterans gain a bond of brotherhood that really no one else can understand. That brotherhood is extremely strong, and it is something that impresses us for the rest of our life, and it is unique. We are all proud of our service, and we would all do it again. I think veterans walk away with a set of values that include a strong sense of loyalty, loyalty to each other, loyalty to our unit, loyalty to our nation that can't be matched. We respect each other. We respect good leadership because we have seen it. We understand the importance of the ability to have men and women that are willing to serve and protect our way of life. We have a bond with each other, a sense of brotherhood that can never be shaken or broken because it was forged in the battlefield. We have a sense of duty and a sense of obligation as to what we stand for. We have a strong sense of trust in each other because we put our lives on the line. We invested our lives in our commanders and our buddies who stood by our side. We also have a strong sense of honor and to do the honorable thing. and obviously an obligation to service. We don't make judgments on political reasons for war or combat. We just have a sense of duty to accomplish the mission. And if you're fortunate enough to be in command in those situations, you have a sense of bringing back everybody you took with you and bringing them back after having accomplished the mission. Most of all, what I'll say about veterans is the thing that we will always remember and means most to us is the mud, the blood, and the beer, because that's what forged the brotherhood that we're all part of. So thank you again for coming out this day and honoring us and honoring all those veterans that have made our country so great. God bless you.